What's up YouTube, Barcode here. Today I'm bringing you another Heir of Light video. Today's video is going to be about count reviews. I have 4 of them, so I'm going to try to be as quick as possible so it can help others out and help the individuals that requested for help. Just a quick tidbit. Please make sure to, if you don't already, to check the subreddit, communicate with the community. There's a lot of tips and helpful discussions on there. Also, please like and subscribe and hit that bell to get notifications. I do put some PvP videos out. I've done one actually. I'm gonna do another one very shortly, but only to subs. I won't post it on Reddit, so please subscribe so you can check that out. The first review today is going to be for BANANALORD. He's on the Southeast Asia server in the guild Fallen Angels, which the guild is 1 guild master and 10 apprentices, so I don't think that's a real serious guild, but shout out to them anyway, and shout out to you. You're stuck on the chapters on the world map, and you need help with 7th floor. 7th floor, you're looking pretty good right now. Team comp wise anyway, you have Fire Rem, which is your tank. You have Bjorn for your master. You have Dark Dunk for your healer, and you can either go Fire Kume or Fire Kume is great because you can build her as burst, and she lands a level 2 dot, which also extends Bjorn's dot, which I did see that you skilled in, so that's good. My recommendation is to change some of your runes around. Obviously, I see this is a vamp set. It's probably for farmer foddering, which is fine. It's on speed, defense. I'm sure you're just doing it for farming. I would still put an attack rune on there and get more crit, and obviously some more accuracy so that your level 5 damage over time skill can hit F7, and it also does good damage in farmer foddering, so let's focus on that. For Forest Rim, I mean, it's probably just hand-me-down runes. You need to level these runes up, even if they're just broken runes or offset. You know, it's a vamp set, so you still need to level them up. Maybe you're running low on gold, and it's a new rune set, but definitely make sure to rune them up. Okay. Fire Kume, I see you're lacking in beast runes, I'm guessing, so this can't be a flat stat. I'm guessing that's your only beast rune there. That needs to be attack percentage. I would do crit rate on this 2nd spot, and then I would still do attack on the 3rd spot, and just get accuracy in your subs, get speed in your subs. I like Fire Kume as more bursty instead of speedy. A lot of people put speed in the slot 2 here, but I like her more of a burst, and then the level 2 dot is just an extra bonus. So just something to think about there. Dark Dunk, I see you have it on Eruption, and the skills, you just gotta level up these runes. I mean, this rune for Dark Dunk needs to be a speed rune. I see it's low speed, so you know, for F7 he won't cut it at that speed. And let me see if you have skill ups too. So you need to farm some skill ups in the Courtyard of Fools. I think the 2nd stage is the Dunkelhound stage. You can just farm Dunkelhounds, or if you get mystery dungeons, you can farm them there. So that's a good place to do. But definitely need to skill this up. Instead of Fire Kume, you could run Fire Heir, because her ultimate hits a ton. But you would have to make sure that she has good runes, and you know, these are hand-me-down runes. I think what you should be doing is farming F5, or if you can farm F6, that's fine, but farm F5 for a while. Build up your runes, level them to +12, and then you can, and you need to awaken Fire Rem just for that extra bonus, and then you'll be able to do F7 no problem. We're back over to Global. This is actually a guild member of mine, SMERFY, from DONUTSHOP, so shout out to you guys, shout out to SMERFY. you didn't really have any general quests, but this is a good example of if you don't know where to go next, because I don't know where you want to go, but if any general player doesn't know where to go next, this is a good example that I can show you. So what I usually start out with is I don't know where you are progressing in the game right now. However, what I can tell you is what to build at least up to F7, and then from what I recommend is always getting to F7, being able to farm that, and then you can kind of branch off and decide where you want to go from there. So what I recommend for you is to build this Fire Usher, build up Bjorn, build up Dark Dunk, and also build up Charlotte. I would build like a burst team with Bjorn's dot for F5 and F7. I don't know which Omen you're on right now, but those are the two that you should probably farm, because looking at your runes, you definitely need improvement. You know, every rune slot wherever you are should at least be +9 or +12 if you're progressing. So that's just one thing to think about. Like here, you know, it looks like you know the concept at least, but again, putting crit damage on the slot 4, only having 37% crit is not a good idea. So even early game like this, you know, you might be used to Summoner's War Barf, where you have to put crit damage on 4 because you have 80% or 75% crit and subs. Well, this is early game, 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks in game. You got to think about crit rate. You know, crit rate in slot 4, at least until you get the subs, and then you can put crit damage. You always want to crit in this game. It's very important. So yeah, I mean, I would build up Fire Usher, get some runes on him. Dark Dunk obviously needs to be a healer, and with speed, you have Eruption on there. Speed in slot 2 right here, and then yeah, you just need rune improvement, man. So you know, farm F5. If you can't farm F5, farm F4 or F3, whatever you can. Farm the black market for runes. Do what you gotta do to get these guys built up. But I would definitely do Usher, Dark Dunk, Charlotte, and Bjorn. Focus on those 4, so you can get F5. You can work on the forest world map, get those forest and fire. You can get those world map rewards in to help you progress faster. So I hope this helps you. Still over in global server, this is HARMSTRING. He's in the guild BLOODMOON, so shout out to you guys, shout out to HARMSTRING. You're working on progression, you're working on Omen, and you're working on what the 5 or 6 star next, what the most important focus would be after that. And then your second question was who to focus next on, Lucian or Dark Dunk, which is debatable. I'll give you that, and I can go over that as well. So for Omen, I mean, it looks like for a tank you got Fire Ram. I mean, you got a good setup for F7. I mean, you can easily do F7. You're lacking on a 4th Servant DPS, which is easily obtainable. I mean, you can definitely do that. You have Charlotte at 4 star. You know, she'd be fine in F7. She wouldn't be good in F10, so that's why I either recommend, you know, a fire DPS or a neutral DPS, you know, light and dark. But you know, you already have Charlotte built up. You could build her, you could build Father Hopkins, or you can just wait to get like a Nat 4 fire DPS or a Nat 5 fire DPS. But you know, I would focus on a 4th Servant DPS, Charlotte or Hopkins, to help you out and progress to Omen 5 and 7. In 5, it doesn't really matter because you can tank and 3 DPS it. If Bjorn's on Vamp, which he is, he can solo it depending on your runes. For Bjorn, and this goes for everybody. For Bjorn, if you're gonna go vamp, you need to go high crit rate. I mean, you got to go click. If you can't get over 80%, you need to go crit rate in slot 4. It's important that you crit with vamp because your skills are where you get the most heal. And if you don't crit on your skills, you're sitting there auto attacking and hardly healing at all. You know, I personally do like one of the 2, 4, 6 slots to be an HP or defense, so that's fine. You know, attack, but crit rate. You gotta get the crit rate up to slot 4 and get that up at least above 85% for a vamp build for Bjorn. You are using the last skill, which is good for F5 and F7, so that's no big deal there. But yeah, you know, your runes for Fire Rem definitely need to improve. So I would definitely think farm F5 for a little while longer just to build up your runes. Check out Black Market all the time, get those runes up, and then you'll be able to progress. You have a decent basic team at least to be able to do that. Now, in regards to Fire Lucian and Dark Dunk, okay, here's the thing. It depends on what kind of team you're building. If you're building a damage over time team or if you're building a burst team, okay? Now, for a burst team, I personally, for you, would use Dark Dunk because he will always keep that armor break up, and especially in F7, floor 7, the dragon has a cleanse that can cleanse off the armor break. So every skill that Dark Dunk uses is able to refresh an armor break, and also if there's one piece of level armor break up on the dragon and he uses his first skill, it can go up to level 5. This, even though this says a level 3, the passive can kick in every time he uses this, and it's a level 4 armor break, which is equivalent to a nat 4. I talk about it all the time. That's why he's so good. If you're going for a damage over time team, I would definitely go with the Fire Lucian. She has a level 5 attack break, which is huge. I mean, she's so good in F7 and floor 10. The heal is amazing when it's skilled up. It does so much more health. I mean, it's 40% added to 60%. So 50% would be 30%. So it's almost like an 85-80% heal of your max HP. So you build her Eruption and triple HP, or Eruption speed HP, whatever you can to get your highest speed and your highest HP, and she's so good. I mean, and if you run with alts, which you wouldn't typically on a damage over time team, this wouldn't matter, and you wouldn't need it in a damage over time team anyway. So you just turn off your ultimates and you're good to go. The passive, I mean, you increase the speed of the tank class. It doesn't really need it, unless it's like an AoE armor buff, which like Fire Usher has, something like that. But not really a great passive. But I mean, this level 5 attack break is huge. Just on one skill, it's huge. So, like I said, damage over time team, Fire Lucian. Burst team, Dark Dunk. So I hope this helps you, HARMSTRING. And last review is still on global. Shout out to NEMESIS one more time. Shout out to you, Snipes, Guildmaster. And then this review is going to be on ARKON. So shout out to you, buddy. For you, bud, I would actually focus on these 4 characters, not only for floor 8, but all the way up to floor 10. You don't really have too much of damage over time teams, which I see that you're running like Kume as your damage over time speed buffer, and then you have Bjorn. This is probably what you're using in floor 7. You didn't really tell me what you were specifically using, but you know, I'm guessing it's Bjorn, Fire Kume, Fire Usher, and then one of your healers, which it's probably, I don't know. I would use Fire Lucian if this was my floor 17. So you can take that all the way to floor 10. And if you're using ultimates, I would switch from Fire Usher and go into Fire Executioner. But your Fire Usher is completely maxed out, which is amazing. And I see you're working on Fire Executioner. So, I mean, you have a team to do it. Now, what I think the main problem is runes, okay? Not necessarily you have bad runes or anything. It's just your healers need to be way faster. They are low speed. You know, you want that heal up as much as possible, especially with the tower AoE damage over times, the dragon area of effect. You're going to be much faster. You need it. You need to be fast. You need to always have your tank above half health. When that area of effect hits your whole team, you need that heal to be up automatically. And what I recommend is I would use Fire Lucian just because of that level 5 attack break. But you need her on Eruption, Speed, HP, as much HP subs as you can. And then you can run with Fire Usher. You can run with Fire Executioner for that ultimate, which is amazing for floor 10 and any floor really 8, 9, or 10. But if you have the healer fast enough and the heal is always available when that AoE hits, you'll be fine. So it just depends. But Bjorn, Fire Kume is your dot team. If you went burst, you know, you could do, gosh, you have so many good servants to go with. You know, you could do Zeta, depending on how much damage he does after the patch. But, you know, you have a team to be able to do it. You just need to work on your runes. You know, 3-star, 4-star runes, they're not going to cut it after floor 7 if you're even passing it at 100%. I would actually get this rune on crit rate. It's a great rune, don't get me wrong, it's amazing. But crit damage on 35% crit is worthless. So, you know, no offense, it's just worthless. It's not doing anything for you. You're not critting very much, and if you are, you're critting probably 50% of the time if you're against Forest. So it's just not worth. You could have crit rate higher and have all more outlasting damage per second. So, but that's my recommendation. I would definitely go with Fire Lucian, Fire Kume, Bjorn, 6-star Kume. You don't necessarily need the 6-star Fire Lucian unless she is dying before the tank or any of the DPS. Then that would be just for survivability. And let me take that back. I would actually 6-star her after you do Kume, just because of the base stat increase to get her health up so she does heal more. So, you know, I gotta rethink myself. So I would try Fire Usher at first. If it keeps failing, you know, yeah, it would suck to do a second fire tank to 6-star, but you could find other uses for things. You could put one on tower defense as vampire, so it's fine to build multiple tanks, especially with its tower invasion. So if Fire Usher doesn't work for 8, 9, and 10, go with Fire Executioner, or if you get Water Executioner, you know, same thing. But I think you could take these 4, you know, Fire Usher, Kume, Lucian, Bjorn, all the way to F10. So good luck. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Anybody that has any comments, more questions on their specific builds, or any other viewers that have seen and have can relate to these, please leave a comment down below. Any suggestions, and I'll try to help you out as much as I can. If you want to have an account review on my next account review, just leave your name, your guild name, your server, and you know what your focus is on, and then one specific question that you want to ask. So thanks for guys for watching. I'll check you out in the next video. Peace.